Hey guys, it's Alexa again. Today is February the 8th, I believe, 2012. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to my vlog. I've had a very busy couple weeks. I had a whole vlog I was setting up on my usual daily routine and how I train and stuff like that, and I decided to postpone that one till next week and went a completely different spin. And I've decided with my blogs you'll see a complete variety. It's not just going to be, you know, standard training and stuff like that. It's going to be the other side, because I feel like I am a very dynamic person and athlete, and I am willing to share that with everyone, so I'm going to be very open. And it's the first time of me really telling some of this stuff to anyone, so bear with me. I want to bring education to the world of women, and my progress definitely shows that. There are genetically gifted people who are born in this world to become athletes, you know, very lean body mass, I don't know, it's hard to explain. They just should be. And some people aren't athletes, but they should be because their bodies are meant to be that way. And then there's me. When I was, you know, young, I'm gonna say this plain and simple, I am an emotional eater. I say that in a present tense because it is still a work in progress, and it's sort of like being an alcoholic or a drug user, I guess. It's something that you're going to live with for the rest of your life, and I am working on it. So I had a very traumatic past as a child, a lot of sexual abuse in my past, and therefore I have suffered with a bad body image my whole life. In high school, I started as an average size. You know, I was never a very skinny person. I danced from a very young age, so I had more of a athletic build. But I wasn't fat or I wasn't skinny when I first got into high school. Around grade 11, I started to become very restricted in my life. I was pretty much anorexic, I guess. The only meal I really ate for that year would probably be lunch, and most times I would throw that up. A lot of people don't even know that about me, and you know, I hid it from most people. I could wear bigger clothes. My friends, you know, I liked the attention. My friends saying, wow, you're losing weight, you know, stuff like that. And I remember vaguely that my dance teacher, who is one of my dearest friends now, noticing and telling me, you know, you're losing too much weight. It transitioned into grade 12 when I became a compulsive eater. I ate to numb myself all the time, and I ate to numb all my pain away. Therefore, I graduated high school at 220 pounds. After that, I don't exactly remember when, but I started to lose weight on my own, and I lost over 80 pounds on my own, just eating clean. You know, I ate clean every three hours, healthy fats, proteins, lean proteins, and complex carbohydrates. I picked up the Reno book, Clean Eating, and I followed that. So I lost over 80 pounds, and you know, I was very pressured, I felt, at this time to lose a lot of weight, and I thought I was happy. You know, I don't know, I just thought I was happy. I went to dance school. I lost about 60 pounds, I remember, auditioned for dance school, became a professional dancer, and graduated with a diploma from dance. And I was about 130 pounds, and I thought I should be happy. You know, I'm skinny now and I'm happy. After that, I became married, and I remember I just kept eating again. I started becoming a compulsive eater again, and I would eat and eat and pretty much have a buffet all the time. I remember one moment, my husband and I, ex-husband now, spent about $1,000 on eating out in 1 week. In 1 week we spent $1,000. That was a lot of money that I could have spent on something else. And my turning point, I remember, is when I looked at the scale and I was at 200 pounds again, exactly on the dot, 200 pounds. And I thought to myself, okay, I can't become 220 pounds again. My realization is that I need to change from the inside. I realized it when I had lost over the 80 pounds the first time. You know, I followed physically and what I had to do diet-wise, I was good. But mentally, I was not dealing with what I was. I didn't deal with the actual reasons on why I was overeating, and therefore I gained all the weight back. Once again, I took up the Tosca's book, and I lost 12 pounds on my own, and so I got down to 188 pounds, and from there I decided I'm just going to get help so I signed up with contestprep.ca with Julie and Craig Bonnet, wonderful, wonderful coaches and trainers. I knew that I could physically do what I needed to do to lose weight, but I also knew I needed to work on who I was as an individual inside if I wanted to keep this weight off again. So I worked on journaling, I did a lot of meditation, I took a few counseling sessions. Counseling sessions really were not my thing. I would rather speak openly to someone or write down my thoughts. So I did a few counseling sessions, and I did a lot of self-reflection. You know, I reflected on my life and dealt with all the past, with my post-traumatic stress, and just transformed who I was completely. I transformed who I was completely within the last 2 years, and to the point of, you know, I am now divorced. It is sad. I don't like to say that I'm divorced, but I just changed who I was. I wasn't the same person who I was, and so I was no longer compatible with my husband, and I do wish him the best, but I am just a different person. Some people might like me, some people might not like me now, you know, it depends, but I am completely happy as an individual now. I accept who I am today, and I don't really look at what I could be tomorrow, you know, or what I was yesterday, or what I could be five days from now or 5 years. I accept who I am today, because it could always be worse tomorrow. You know, I could always gain 10 pounds again, or I could always be in a car accident. I could always, you know, things like that. And so you need to accept who you are today. I want to read you something. It's from Marcia Germain Hutchison. She's a psychologist who works with transforming body image. It's a really, really old book. I don't think you can buy it anymore, but I love it. It says, eating disorders have been in women's domain ever since Eve ate the apple. Today they are reaching epidemic proportions. The same dynamic that structures eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia, and obesity, is at work in a milder but more pervasive way in those women who struggle with the acceptability of their bodies. They are all responding to the enormous pressure on today's women to be thin. We are living in a world where any amount of extra poundage on a female body is seen as an indication of a character weakness, as a sign of being out of control. Any woman carrying extra flesh in her body must lack feminine self-respect. Is it any wonder that a woman's life today revolves to such a degree around the number on her scale? We're told by the media and even by medicine that our normal body weight as a woman is too much. You know, our hormones inside of us, estrogen, conspire against being thin. In reality, we are actually supposed to be fatter than men. Therefore, because of this perception in the world, comes a lot of horrible feelings of guilt, shame, fatness that women always carry, no matter how thin they get. A lot of women eat to dull pain, or they go the other way and they starve and they do rigorous exercise to the point of extreme restrictions. Our bodies and our hormones fight this because it's way too rigorous for us to maintain for a long period of time, and therefore we go back into this compulsion of eating, and it takes over the place of a diet and exercise. The feelings of, you know, guilt and shame and fatness all return, and that is a cycle. So that is the cycle that most women go through. They gain weight, you know, numbing their feelings, and then they feel way too fat and shameful. They lose all the weight and restrict themselves, and they go back up and down. And that's what I was doing until I found out what I actually need to do. Women eat for every emotion, you know. Everyone says, I ate because I was bored, I ate because I was mad, I ate because I was upset, I ate because I was happy. The whole world revolves around food, and I definitely was an emotional eater, big time. I still am today, you know. I fight urges all the time. When I've had a horrible day, I want to eat a lot, and I fight that really badly some days. Other days I'm a lot stronger, and other days I'm not. Body image and eating are very connected, and women sometimes don't realize that. You need to accept who you are today and what your body is like today, and therefore you'll be less stressed, and therefore you'll have less reason to eat from that numbing feeling that you desire all the time. A healthy, good, and positive body image is the key before learning how to eat or bringing your weight within the proper range and keeping it there. So you need to learn how to love your body before you can actually maintain a healthy lifestyle. It is definitely a work in progress. I've been working at this for a while, and I'm not sure if it will ever be perfected or if I will ever completely overcome it, but I am trying very hard, and I hope that women follow my vlog and are inspired to change how they feel about themselves, because that's the first step in losing weight. Throughout my vlogs, you'll see some training, some progress, you know, some of this side of me, some of the other side. I definitely want to show you the other side of an athlete. It's not all just I am perfect at training and you know, stuff like that. There are cheats, there are things like that, and I will be completely honest with you. I am about 5 weeks out. I've decided to do a photo shoot with Mark Bradfield, and I might do a competition with Fitness Star. I just got to figure out a few things first. And next week you'll see progress pictures from me and my daily routine, which I was supposed to do this week. So I know this has been a bit of a long vlog, but I hope I have opened the eyes of a few women and a few men. And I hope you guys have a good night, and namaste. Thank you.